Let me bring in federal attorney Kelly Hyman for more on this. Kelly, day two was a huge day. It focused all on that surveillance video. There was also that fight over a letter that prosecutors say shows motive. What's standing out to you so far?
Yesterday was a powerful day for the prosecution. Let's remember that the prosecution has the burden, but it's also important to remember the standard in this case. This is a preliminary hearing, so the standard is not beyond a reasonable doubt. It is a lower standard. So what really stood out to me was the surveillance video. We had an officer on the witness stand that spent over 20 hours going through the surveillance video and substantiated the fact that the defendant was there 4 times before and going through the school, having lunch there and looking at the surrounding, and then coming back, and then after the shooting coming back. That really helps substantiate the prosecution's case that this was in fact a premeditated, planned murder.
Yeah, they went through all of these videos, just angle by angle here. Prosecutors starting to lay out an alleged timeline of Tyler Robinson's movements on and around campus, and also some interactions that they claim he had. Is the defense now facing a real uphill battle in getting this discredited or thrown out, you think?
From the defense standpoint, it's twofold. It's one, to find out exactly what these witnesses are going to say, to lock them down on their testimony, because if this case does go to trial, then they can lock down the witnesses, the officers, and have exactly what they are going to say, and then poke holes. DNA is going to be crucial for this case because DNA is so important to help substantiate the link between the defendant and the crime and the crime weapons. And these are serious counts. We look at the counts that are, for us. These are aggravated murder, felony charges, and the death penalty is on the table for this case.
I can't imagine a world in which this wouldn't go to trial, but let me play some sound for you, Kelly. Defense attorney Mark Aguilar telling our Chris Cuomo that he thinks the defense does not want a trial. Take a listen.
No. If they can avoid it, hell no. They run to the nearest sporting goods store. They get the thickest knee pads. They fall to their knees in front of the prosecutors, and they beg them to take death off the table.
Yeah, do you agree with that? Do you think the defense wants a trial? And would the prosecution even consider a deal, given the intense push for justice in this case, including from President Trump? I mean, Donald Trump Jr. has been in that courtroom this week.
The family deserves justice. Ultimately, that could potentially be up to the court, but he brings up some really good points, because we also have to remember in this case about the death penalty issue, that there was a hearing and the defense was trying to get the death penalty off the case. They were saying that the prosecution made comments to the press and there was a gag order. And based on that violation, the death penalty should be taken off the table as a punishment. However, the judge ruled, in fact, that no, death penalty wasn't going to be off the table, and in fact that there were going to be some kind of curative instructions if in fact this case goes to trial, and so that could be a possible cure to it.
Lastly, before I let you go, what are your biggest expectations from today, the rest of the week that we haven't seen yet so far on the first 2 days?
Two things. The defendants are really going to push on the forensic evidence, and it's been reported that they have 2 witnesses to help substantiate about the forensic, because that's going to be key for them. And then from the prosecution standpoint, allegedly the defendant's roommate, lover, his statements are going to be before the court, and those supposedly are very, very powerful of what the defendant said to his roommate.
A lot more to come here the next 3 days. Kelly Hyman, thank you so much for your time and your insights, and I'll check back in with you in just a little bit. Thank you, ma'am.